I will tell you a story, my child, and I swear on the spirit of my grandmother that every word I say is as it happened. I was there, in the village of Indiam, when the white cow refused to die. People still whisper about it when the moon is high and the wind shakes the palm trees. Our village was one of old customs. Nestled between the thick green arms of the forest and the winding path of the Ogun River, we were known for our yam festivals and strong wine, and for our chief, Olori Maduka, a man whose pride could shame the lion. Every year, during the new yam festival, a white cow was sacrificed to Aya, the earth spirit, to thank her for the harvest and to ask a blessing for the next. The white cow was sacred, pure, clean. It had to be spotless and without blemish. Our chief made sure of that. That year, the cow arrived just as the morning mist still hugged the earth. A beautiful animal, tall and strong, its coat as white as cassava flour. The chief said it was the best we had ever received, brought from across 7 hills by a Fulani herder. The villagers gathered to admire it. Women ululated, children pointed, and the drummers played the ancestral rhythm of praise. But from the moment I saw the cow, something in my bones went cold. It was the eyes. They were too knowing, too human, like it had seen war, like it could speak if it wished. I was only 17 then, apprenticing under old Baba Ogin, the village diviner. Baba told me, "Open your eyes wider than your ears, Nana. Some truths walk naked in daylight." That cow, he said, carried more than meat and bones. He told the chief we should consult the Ifa before the sacrifice. The chief laughed. "Are you now afraid of a cow?" Maduka said. "This is why your bones ache, old man. Too much sitting. Leave spirits to the young and able." Baba shook his head but said no more. The festival began with the usual fanfare. Drums beat like thunder. Women danced in wrappers dyed indigo. The air smelled of roasted yam and spicy groundnut soup. We painted our faces with camwood and wore beads around our necks. The elders sat in their carved stools, nodding like trees in the breeze. When it came time to sacrifice the cow, the crowd pressed close around the ceremonial circle. I stood behind Baba Ojin. The chief raised his hand for silence. The cow was brought forth, its eyes calm, too calm. The butcher stepped forward, his machete gleaming in the sun. He raised the blade. The cow looked straight at him. Then it bellowed, a deep, echoing cry that shook the gongs and stilled the drums. The butcher's hand froze. The chief shouted, "Strike!" The butcher swung. The blade struck. It bounced. Not a drop of blood, not a scratch. The cow simply turned its head slowly and stared at the butcher, then at the chief. I heard women gasp. Children began to cry. The drummers hesitated, then stopped. The wind picked up. The sky, once clear, began to darken. Baba Ogin grabbed my arm. "It begins," he muttered. They tried again. 3 butchers, sharper blades, nothing. The machetes could not pierce its skin. It was as if iron struck iron. One man tried to stab the cow in the side, and the knife snapped in half. That night, the cow was tied in the chief's compound. But the dogs howled. The air turned sour. Fires wouldn't stay lit. And the cow, it stared, always stared. By the 3rd day, the chief's youngest wife, Ndidiamaka, fell sick. Then 2 elders. The palm wine turned bitter. A baby was born with his eyes wide open, speaking nonsense words. People whispered that the cow had brought a curse. Finally, Baba Ojin called a gathering in the village square. He came with his cowrie shells, his white chalk, and a story we had never heard before. "This is not the first time such a cow has walked our soil," he said. 30 years ago, our chief, Maduka's father, took land from the people of Umoke after a border dispute. It led to blood. Many died. Among them, a young boy named Chidi. His mother cursed Maduka's family, saying a son's soul would return to demand justice. All eyes turned to the cow. "The eyes," I whispered. "That cow has Chidi's eyes." The chief tried to laugh, but his voice cracked. Baba Ojin pointed at him. There is blood debt on your hands, Olori Maduka, and the spirits have returned it to your doorstep. That night, the cow broke its rope. It did not run. It walked straight to the chief's hut and lay in front of his door. It did not move, did not eat, did not blink for 3 days. On the fourth night, the chief vanished. No one saw him leave. His wrapper was found folded neatly at the cow's feet. His staff of office lay beside it. The cow stood up, turned its head once more toward the village, and walked into the forest. No one followed. The rains came that night, heavy and healing. Babies stopped crying. The palm wine sweetened. Ndidi Amaka rose from her sickbed. The yam barns, once thought ruined by blight, produced more than ever. We never saw the cow again. From that day, no white cow has ever been sacrificed in Ondem. Instead, we offer kola nuts, music, and truth. The festival became one of peace and remembrance, and if a child is born with eyes too wise, the elders smile and say, perhaps Chidi walks with us still. So when people say a cow cannot speak, I only nod and smile. Some stories are not told, they are lived.